Hi, I'm Susan Duggan. Welcome to Atlantis Crystals. I'm here with David Ellis, and today we're going to talk about connecting with divinity.
Yes, indeed we are.
Okay, so just talk to us a little bit, David, about, what is divinity? What does that mean?
Our divinity is our divine self, our I am presence, or our God part, the part of God that we are, that connection to our true self. So if we can remember, which most of us don't, but if we can remember who we truly are, we will remember that we are actually part of the Godhead, part of God. So that is our divinity.
Okay, and why would we want to connect with our divinity?
Yeah, well, why would you not want to connect with divinity? Why would you not want to connect with your divinity, Susan?
Well, it's not about not connecting with your divinity, but it's what's the purpose? What's it going to do for us?
Well, we live our life on this very, very dense planet. And you can imagine that the energies here are so dense that we kind of just drift along from place to place. We've no idea what's coming down the road, which is probably a good thing. Sometimes we have no idea about what we are doing in our lives and how we're affecting other people, or the fact that other people are connected to us, and that everything is connected. The trees, the plants, you and I, the table, the crystals, we're all connected. So we can choose to live our life as a drone, not connected to spirit. Spirit will always connect to us, but we may not be connected to spirit. Or we can choose to connect to a higher vibration and a higher self. And in making that connection, we begin to learn things about self. One of the things we learn is that we're all connected. And therefore we begin to live our life in a different guise, in a different way. Before I connected to my divinity, or before I connected to spirit, I lived my life in the corporate world, and I had no consideration for my actions to other people. Since I began my spiritual path and began to learn about my connection to my divinity, I began to understand that everything I say and everything I do affects somebody else. And because of that, I then make a choice to change what it is that I do.
Okay, so are you talking then about just being considerate?
Much more than that, but
Okay.
yes, in simplistic terms, yes.
So it doesn't automatically mean that they would be connected to their divinity?
No, because being considerate, we meet considerate people all the time. Are they connected to their divinity or connected to spirit? I'm not sure. Some of them are, some of them are not. When you're considerate for the sake of being considerate, or when you're considerate for the sake of empowering somebody else, that's the difference. So if I show some consideration for you, we're at a boardroom table and I pull out a chair for you, I'm considerate. Am I connected to spirit? Hoping I'm going to bury you later on in the meeting? No. But if I pull out the chair for you and actually care about you, then I'm actually going to angle myself differently at that board meeting, so that I need to make my point, but I don't want to bury you in the process.
Okay. So talk to us then about how we would actually start to make that connection.
Well, if you remember that I said that spirit is always connected to us. So spirit, divinity, our I am presence, all of those things relate to the God part of us, that God particle that joins us to our higher self, we call it. We can do it in a number of ways. We can do it through meditation. People have this perception of meditation because we see the Buddhists doing meditation in absolute perfection. And if I lived my life in a Buddhist monastery and my job was to spend 8 to 10 hours a day in perfect silence, then I will be able to master perfect silence. But I don't, and most people don't. So meditation does not mean going into perfect silence for 8 or 10 hours a day. It simply means to stop the chitter-chatter of the logic brain so the subconscious mind can actually gain access to our higher consciousness or our spirit. or God. And in doing that, we bridge this gap and we create this wonderful connection to Spirit. And remember, I said that Spirit never disconnects from us, but we, through the chatter of life and our egotistical mind, being our logic brain, sometimes cuts herself off from Spirit.
Okay, okay. So meditation is one way of doing it.
Meditation is one way, and you can do meditation by listening to a guided meditation. Contemplation is another way. So one goes into that space of quietness with intention. So my intention is I'm going to have a bath, for example. And is my intention today in having my bath to wash myself, or is my intention today in having my bath to actually surround myself in a liquid that will keep me buoyant, light some candles, light some incense, so my intention is more connection than bathing. So if my intention is for meditation, then I can go into that either meditative or contemplative state, where I allow my subconscious mind to open up and I allow my conscious mind to just go quiet.
Okay, so it's very much about being present then, about being in the now.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, definitely.
All right. Okay, and then, I mean, when we're in that state, the connection that we've opened, I suppose, you know, sort of with our divinity, with our spirit, that enables then spirit to connect back with us and to give us messages, give us information.
Yes, excellent question. When we're in that place of tranquility, that place of meditation or contemplation, and we connect with Source, connect with God, we can ask for guidance. Our guidance will never be given, so our Source, our God, will never interfere with our free will by forcing us to do something. But when we ask a question, what am I to talk about today? So if I go into meditation in the morning and I want to know what it is that we're going to talk about today, I will get guidance. I won't get a direction. I won't get told what to do. I will get guidance into doing what it is that we could do today, which will be for the greater good of all, not just for me, but for everybody else. So guidance is the key, and if one is in meditation and afterwards one comes out of meditation and makes a statement such as, I was told I need to buy that house, that is the ego going completely bonkers, telling you that you need to buy that house, but actually it's coming from God, and that is not coming from God at all, because God doesn't tell you to buy things. Okay, so anybody out there who thinks that, you know, they hear voices in their head telling them to buy things, God doesn't tell you to buy anything. Other ways of connecting with Spirit, there are lots of tools you can use, but in the tools that we use, the tool is simply a tool.
Okay.
The principle is still meditation and contemplation.
Great. That was wonderful, David. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Thanks very much, Susan, and thank you for watching out there, and may the light of the universe surround you always, and God bless.